didn't know. And I am really like not believing that I'm doing this, but as Pastor Randall said, this is something inevitable. And I remember that the first time I saw Kim, I thought, man, I said, she is so pretty. And we were little, we were 4 years old, and she looked like a little Indian doll. And she was older than me by 3 months, but I was the mother of the relationship, of our friendship, because I was always, trying to keep him grounded. And when we were little, I remember one particular situation that happened. We went to school and everybody was wearing boots. And we were little. And my mom didn't buy me any boots. So Kim came and she had her boots on and I was crying. I'm like, I want some boots. And my mom would buy me boots. And so Kim took her boots off and she let me wear her boots. And she took my shoes. And every day we would switch shoes until the end of the day. And then when it was time to go home, then I'd have to give up the boots. But we shared little quirky things. And when Kim and I worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Ronnie worked there, and Reginald Cole, and we worked at KFC, and I remember a really funny story. It was, we were closing, and Kim said, oh, nobody else come in because we gotta close and we gotta clean up. And I'm like, no. So we got everything cleaned, the tables cleaned, everything had slowed down, and it was like, okay, we're gonna get out on time. So we were all excited, and a guy comes in and he had a little boy with him. So Kim said, Darolyn, you go to the back, because she knew I wasn't real good at, story. So she said, Darolyn, you go to the back. So I'm standing at the back like I'm waiting, like, okay, next, And she said, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of chicken. We don't have any. So I'm standing in the back going, oh, I'm glad she did that because I said, oh, Lord. So the man said, oh, y'all are. And then he said, okay, thank you. So he walked out the store. So she said, whoo. So we were like, good. I said, okay, we got 30 minutes. And then we sat there, and all of a sudden, this man walks in, and she said, okay, Darolyn, go to the back. Did she know is that it was 2 families of people. And it was the man and his wife, and they had it was about 15 of them. And they all come there, and they were hungry, I guess, from the beach or whatever. And they walked in, and I'm like, oh, see how good Kim is with this. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. She said, we are out of chicken, but we have 5. And they said, well, how long will it be for the chicken? She said, about 15 minutes. And he said, we'll wait. So what happened, she came to the back, she said, oh my Lord, she said, they said they're going to wait. Well, of course, in 15 minutes, if you get fresh chicken, it's going to be hot and it's going to be fresh. Well, the chicken had already been sitting there. I said, Kim, what are we going to do now? And she said, we're going to just throw the stuff in the box and we hope that they leave. So luckily, the people ate and they didn't complain, but we still didn't get off on time either. People coming. But it was just really funny because Kim had a way of doing things, and anybody that knew her, she was feisty. Kim was very, very feisty. And when Kim and I she got pregnant right before me because our daughters are 4 months to the day apart. Kristen, February 20th, and my daughter was July 20th. And Kristen, of course, came early because Kim wanted to get her shake back. Kim was always like, I want to wear those maternity clothes. And I said, Kim, we gotta, dress the part. I mean, we're pregnant. And she just did not want to wear those maternity clothes. And she said, I cannot wait to have this baby. And we would look at the baby clothes and do all of the stuff for the babies and everything. And one day, she went into labor, and I was like, oh man, this ain't even fair. Kim, you have your baby before me. And we went through a lot because as she and I got older, there were times that we didn't talk to each other for months because she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing, And she would say, yeah. And we would spend hours on the phone because she needed somebody to talk to. And I was so thankful that she knew that no matter how many months, no matter how many days or hours that passed, that she could always call me. And she knew that she would always have a friend. And when we were younger, they used to do that little blood sister thing where you stick each other and then, you know, you tap my blood, I tap your blood. And we were blood sisters. Well, Kim and I decided we wasn't going to do blood. We would just do the pinky promise because we didn't want to do the blood sticky thing. So what we did, we promised each other that we would always be friends, that we would never forget one another, and even her times in the nursing home, I went to visit her, I would sit and talk to her, and you know, I just loved visiting with her, and she would always know who I was, and she would always play in my hair, or you know, something, but I just wanted to let the family know that I'm here, and Kelly